everyone! Now we will be discussing about one of the control structure, which is selection or branch. Selection or branch is altering the flow of program execution by making a selection or choice. In selection, the program executes particular statements depending on one or more conditions. Java has 4 selection or branch control structures. The one-way selection that is composed of if statement, the two-way selection that is composed of if-else statement, the multiple selection that is composed of if-else-if statement, and the switch structures. There are 2 logical values. True and false, they are extremely useful because they permit programs to incorporate decisions making that alters the processing flow. Here, we discusses how if and if-else statements can be used to create one-way selection, two-way selection, and multiple selections.
Here, I will tell you guys the syntax for one-way selection. It begins with the reserved word if followed by a logical expression contained within parentheses followed by a statement. One-way selection syntax. If expression statement.
Now, I will tell you the syntax for two-way selection. It begins with a reserved word if followed by the reserved word else, followed by the second statement. Two-way selection syntax. If expression statement else statement 2.
And for the last, this is the syntax for multiple selection. It begins with the reserved word if followed by any number of else-if statements, followed the reserved word else and then the last statement.
Multiple way selection syntax. If expression and then statement 1 and then else if expression 2 and then statement 2 and then else with statement 3.
Flowchart. Flowchart is a graphical representation of how the program will run. It helps humans to understand how a program will execute. Example.
As you can see, there are different shapes here in our flowchart. Did you know that these shapes have a corresponding meaning? First, the terminator. Here is the place where the flowchart will start and end. Here will be placed the word start and end. Next, arrows. These are the lines that shows the program how it will flow. Input-output symbol. This is the symbol where you will place your input or output process. Decision symbol. Here, you will place your condition or question that is answerable by yes or no or true or false. Next, the process symbol. Here, you will do the process. You'll place here the statements in the shape.
The following statements are the definition of flowchart in their corresponding selections. One-way selection. If logical expression is true, the statement executes. If it is false, the statement does not execute and computer goes on to the next statement in the program. Two-way selection. In a two-way selection, if the value of the logical expression is true, the statement 1 executes. If the value of the logical expression is false, then statement 2 is executes. Multiple way selection. If expression 1 evaluates to true, the result of the conditional expression is expression 2. Otherwise, the result of the conditional expression is expression 3.
After learning the definition, syntax, and flowchart of each type of selection control structure, we are now here to show you some sample programs to show how an if-else, and if-else-if statement works.
So let us show you some sample problem using if statement.
Using if statement or one-way selection control structure, we are going to make a program that will get the absolute value of an integer. We use absolute value as the class name of the program. Then, we use the package javax.swing because we will be using the J option pane. We use the data type int, number, and string, number input as the variables of the program. Import javax.swing ** semicolon, public class absolute value, open curly braces, public static void main, open parenthesis, string, brackets, args, close parenthesis, open curly braces. Int number, semicolon, string, number input, semicolon. J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, absolute value converter, quotation, comma, quotation, Java program, quotation, comma, J option pane that information underscore message, close parenthesis, semicolon. Number input is equal to J option pane that show input dialog, open parenthesis, quotation, enter an integer number, colon, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, number is equal to integer that parse int, open parenthesis, number input, close parenthesis, semicolon. If, open parenthesis, number is less than to 0, close parenthesis, open curly braces, number is equal to negative number, semicolon, close curly braces. J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, the absolute value of, quotation, plus, number input, plus, quotation, is, quotation, plus number, comma, quotation, absolute value, quotation, comma, J option pane that information underscore message, close parenthesis, semicolon. System.exit, open parenthesis, 0, close parenthesis, semicolon, closing curly braces. Now, let's try to run the program.
Now, let's move on to the two-way selection control structure or the if-else statement.
We are going to make a program that will allow the user to input his or her age. Then, the program will show if the person is qualified to vote. A person who is qualified to vote must be older than or equal to 18 years old. Now, let's begin to code. We use age as the class name of the program. We use the package javax.swing because we are using the J option pane. We use the variable age and age input and int as its data type. Age input is equals to J option pane that show input dialog, open parenthesis, quotation, enter your age, colon, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon. Age is equals to integer that parse int, open parenthesis, age input, close parenthesis, semicolon. If, open parenthesis, age is greater than or equal to 18, close parenthesis, open curly braces, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, you are qualified to vote, exclamation point, quotation, comma, quotations, comma, J option pane that information, underscore message, close parenthesis, semicolon. Close curly braces, else, open curly braces, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, you are too young to vote, exclamation point, quotation, comma, quotations, comma, J option pane that information, underscore message, close parenthesis, semicolon. System.exit, open parenthesis, 0, close parenthesis, semicolon, close curly bracket. Now, let's try to run the program. Then, here's a Java program that will determine if an integer is an even or odd number. So let me show you the program. We use even or odd as the class name of the program. We use the package javax.swing because we are using the J option pane. We use the variable num and num input and int as its data type. Import javax.swing semicolon. Public class even or odd, open curly braces. Public static void main, open parentheses, string, open and close bracket, args, close parentheses, open curly braces. Int num semicolon. String num input semicolon. Num input is equals to J option pane that show input dialog, open parentheses, quotation, enter an integer, colon, quotation, close parentheses, semicolon. Num is equals to integer that parse int, open parentheses, num input, close parentheses, semicolon. If, open parentheses, num, modulus 2 equals 0, close parentheses, open curly braces, J option pane that show message dialog, open parentheses, null, comma, quotation, it is an even integer, quotation, comma, quotations, comma, J option pane that information, underscore message, close parentheses, semicolon, close curly braces. Else, open curly braces, J option pane that show message dialog, open parentheses, null, comma, quotation, it is an odd integer, quotation, comma, quotations, comma, J option pane that information, underscore message, close parentheses, semicolon, close curly braces. Now, let's try to run the program.
For the last selection, here are the sample problem using if-else-if statement.
We are going to make a program that will determine if the temperature is freezing, comfortable, or too hot. So here's the code. We use the temperature as the class name of the program. Then, we use the package javax.swing because we are using the J option pane. We use the data type int, temp, and temp input as the variables of the program. Import javax.swing semicolon, public class temperature, open curly braces, public static void main, open parentheses, string, brackets, args, close parentheses, open curly braces. Int temp, semicolon, string, temp input, semicolon. J option pane that show message dialog, open parentheses, null, comma, quotation, temperature, quotation, comma, quotations, comma, J option pane that information, underscore message, close parentheses, semicolon. Temp input is equal to J option pane that show input dialog, open parentheses, quotation, enter temperature, colon, quotation, close parentheses, semicolon. Temp is equal to integer that parse int, open parentheses, temp input, close parentheses, semicolon. If, open parentheses, temp is less than to 30, close parentheses, J option pane that show message dialog, open parentheses, null, comma, quotation, freezing, exclamation point, quotation, comma, quotations, comma, J option pane that information, underscore message, close parentheses, semicolon. Else if, open parentheses, temp is less than or equal to 60, close parentheses, J option pin that show message dialog, open parentheses, null, comma, quotation, comfortable, exclamation point, quotation, comma, quotations, comma, J option pin.
Now, let's try to run the program.